after every single draft, we start looking forward to the next draft and the next and the next. Whether you're a draft enthusiast or just a casual fan, if there's one thing we all love, it's seeing new talent come into the league. There are the LeBron James of the world, players we all put high expectations on and somehow they rise up to the occasion. There are also players who really weren't ranked high going into college and they still come out on top, like the two-time MVP Steph Curry. Lastly, there are players which us draft enthusiasts hate, and that is international players, because honestly we don't know whether you'll end up like Dirk or Darko. What's up guys, Slump here, and today I am presenting you with the 3 highest rated players in the 2018 NBA draft. First up, I'll be talking about the man that resembles KD in more than one way, Michael Porter Jr. MPJ is the only player I've seen play in person, but don't think that I'm being biased towards him because honestly, I could care less about the kid. I mean, after he decided to ditch UW, this man really has no loyalty. Now, I mentioned he and Kevin Durant have comparable traits, and that's one of them. MPJ came into a very competitive Metro League with the former Cleveland Browns of the league in Nathan Hale, and took them from only having 3 wins in the 2015-2016 season to going 29-0, winning the Washington State title and earning the title of best high school basketball team in the country from worst to first. MPJ has probably the best scoring arsenal since Kevin Durant came out in terms of shooting, his explosiveness at the rim, and his willingness to pull up in people's mouths. If you watch Michael enough, you notice that he typically dribbles up into a jumper, usually contested in the manner that KD does it. The thing that throws his game off in general though is that he plays stiff and tries to play it safe, aka light skin leveled mentality, which will need to change if he'll dominate at the next level. Michael averaged 37 points per game and 14.3 rebounds per game under former NBA star Brandon Roy, who claims that Michael is ready to play in the league at this moment. I hate the NBA and I hate Doc, I hate Steve Ballmer. I need Michael Porter in a Clippers jersey ASAP. We don't need to win. He's a solid small forward, and if he was in this year's draft, he'd most likely have gone to #1 overall to the Boston Celtics. Michael Porter is currently listed at 6'10" with a 7'1" wingspan. Next up is Deandre Ayton, the center that is currently edging out Mohamed Bamba for the best big man in the 2018 draft. Ayton shows off passion when he plays the game of basketball, and that's what sticks out to me the most. Well, okay, after his 7-foot frame and 7'6" wingspan. In high school ball, there were some flaws in his game that were obvious to me, including him not really being quicker than the rest of the players on the court, and it seemed to me as if the game speed was a bit too much for him, regardless of his dominant performance against the kids that are kind of smaller than him. He seems very agile and boasts some explosiveness, not really the best athlete in terms of people that should compare him to, but he's able to finish near the basket very well. Now, the thing that scares me the most is his post game. Okay, like a lot of these younger kids, he doesn't have it quite yet, opposed to, you know, Marvin Bagley, who I look at and can just automatically sense that he can be a dominant post player at the next level. It's kind of odd considering that he's about to be a top 3 pick in next year's draft, but he wasn't even the best player in his state this past season due to Marvin Bagley, honestly. This man Ayton put up a sound 26 points and 15 rebounds this past season at Hillcrest Prep, and if I'm a GM looking for a cornerstone piece to build around, I'd be skeptical when it comes to taking Deandre Ayton first overall. Now let's talk about the mystery man that many draft pundits think should go #1 overall in next year's draft, Luka Doncic. Now, Luka to me has shown flashes of being an NBA talent worth building around, and considering the fact that he's been playing in the world's 2nd best basketball league since he was only 16 years old, says a lot about his game. The reason why this kid's name took off this past year was the crazy improvements he had made. Luka improved his field goal percentage from a decent 40% to a great 50%, and he hit the NBA 3-pointer at 37%. Luka Doncic has a very solid build for an 18-year-old shooting guard / small forward, okay, posting up at 6'7" and weighing around 218 pounds, so pretty solid for a player his age. Now, a player that a lot of people compare him to happens to be the greatest all-around player the world has ever seen in LeBron James. Now, although that comparison seems off by a large amount, seeing that Bron came into the league at 18 and dropped 21, 6, and 5, Luka Doncic does have a great feel for the game, and I mean absolute beautiful feel for the game, which gets me excited about this prospect. Luka averaged 7.8 points and 4.2 assists per game this past season for Real Madrid, and those low numbers are attributed to him playing less than 20 minutes per game. Luka appears to be a pass burst player, but can score in every way, and even finishes drives off smoothly at the rim. I mean, this dude just, man. His feel for the game is really remarkable. When he was on the court, he served as a primary ball handler and could protect the ball quite well, which is something I didn't see much of from Frank Ntilikina. NBADraft.net is disrespectful, okay? They compare this kid to Danilo Gallinari because honestly, guys, it is disrespectful. This guy resembles LeBron more than Gallo, which just signifies how messed up that comparison is. So yeah, guys, that has been my preview on the proclaimed top 3 prospects in the 2018 NBA draft. Please let me know how y'all feel about these 3 guys down below in the comments. And let me just say this, I truly believe Michael Porter will be the better player out of the bunch, but let me hear your thoughts on who you would take #1 overall in next year's draft. With that being said, you've been watching Slump TV. Make sure to leave a like and most importantly subscribe, guys. Have a good one. Peace out.